to be fine. You're going to keep working at what you're dreaming for. One of these days you will find brighter, better worlds. You're not going to write these same sad things that have been dragging you down. You're going to see the sunlight again. You're going to see these characters who you've been working on like old friends, and they're going to be happy. They're going to get through this. I know that everything in your head has been dark, and I know that maybe you're lacking a spark that hasn't been there for a while. But I also know that you've been closer than you've ever been to what you've wanted to be for a long time. Don't beat yourself up for this. Everyone goes through this. Everyone is struggling, and that isn't an excuse for you to put yourself down. That is an excuse to give up on what you've been working on. Just because it might be the experience of everyone doesn't mean everyone isn't valid for what they feel, what they've been through. And if everyone can do it, I know you can too. I know that you can see the future that you've been working for. And I know that it can feel so hard, so bad when it's just out of reach every single time. The road to success is failure, and it is painful, it is hard, and sometimes it feels like maybe you won't make it there. Sometimes it feels like you're going to stumble and fall on the way to success. But if you're not still walking, if you're not still trying, then how are we going to get there? And I know it's not always fair. I know the way your mind bends when the world tries to end you. I know how hard it can be. I know that your stars aren't always shining, even if you're looking at the sky at night. You just can't find yourself there. But we're all watching you from up there. We're all watching and waiting to see what you're going to do, and it's going to show just what it means to be alive. And if you don't make it, that's fine. I'll sit here with you for as long as you need me to. I'm going to sit here with you, and I'm going to watch over you, and I'm going to tell you what you need to hear and what you don't want to hear. And sometimes I'll just say what needs to be said, even if it's not good or bad, even if it's not enough to get you out of this deathbed. I just want to talk to you. I want to say the things that I can never really say. And that's going to be fine. We're going to be fine. That's what I keep trying to figure out. That's why I keep trying to write these poems and rhymes. And this feels like a poem, but it's not. I'm just trying to talk to you. But this is the only way you and I talk. We sit in this big room that's your mind, and we exchange words that sometimes don't make sense, and when they're spoken aloud, it doesn't feel like anyone can hear them. It feels like all of the world is turning inside out. And sometimes it's like deafening silence. You keep talking and talking and talking, and there's no response. And I'm telling you there's a future where there's going to be a response, and I'm telling you you have good friends, and they're going to listen to you if you just talk to them. If you talk to them, they will answer you. Even if some days you're so keen on convincing yourself that they won't. And it's easy to fall into that. It's easy to remember what it was like when there wasn't anyone to talk to at all, when it was just you and the echo chamber. It keeps echoing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But there's a world out there, and they're seeing this, and they're going to hear your voice, and it's going to be fine. It's all just a long, winding road that you don't really know how to get through. But if you cannot drive the road, then you can walk it, you can crawl it, you can stumble through every single pathway that's going to take to get there. And it's not going to be easy, it's not going to be smart all the time, but you're going to get there. And yeah, there's a lot of these days, so many days, where you just can't do anything. Your head is like a heavy rock and it keeps pulling you down. It cannot stand the task that you're trying to do, even though you're convinced this is the only way. Because who else is going to help you if not yourself? Who could you ask? Who has the answers? And you can think of a few names, but you can imagine saying them. You can imagine walking up to them and saying, "Hey, I just need some help. Can you give me some help?" Because a lot of the times they can't help you. This is something that you need to do for yourself. That's what everybody has been teaching you. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes that's just how it ends up being. You just have to wait through the storm that has been your body and mind, and your soul is screaming out. If they cannot feel your body and mind, they can hear your soul screaming out. I know that they can see something in you. If they couldn't, they wouldn't be here. That's how people are sometimes. They just won't be around. And that's going to be okay. Because when daylight comes, they will be. When the daylight comes, they will be awake. And some of them are only awake at night, and you're only awake at night, and that's going to be okay. In the future, you're not going to be alone. You're going to see the world for what it is and what it is not. You're going to make the world a new image just for yourself, and it's going to be bright. It's going to be right. And everything is going to come together in all the ways that you wanted it to. I just want you to be okay. I hope it's alright that I sat here beside you and talked with you like this. I hope it's alright that you can hear me like this. I hope it's alright that everyone else can too, because this is what you want to do. This is the world that you're going to make, and it's going to be a better world than you can ever imagine. You need to trust me. The world is going to be better than you can ever imagine if you just keep on going. Even if you have to move only one small stone at a time. Even if all you can move is one tiny pebble a day. As long as you're still moving, as long as you're still breathing, there's still an opportunity to